The belief has always been there, and Trevor's done a great job of just running the show, running the team, doing what he's capable of doing, and just so happy for him, but really for the whole team. But just the guys are starting to believe in themselves too, and that's important down the stretch, and just a tremendous win by everybody. All three phases had a hand in it.
Coach.
The ending of the game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Dallas Cowboys, for the most part, really sucked as a Dallas Cowboy fan. And there's a lot of things that I'm actually concerned about as a Dallas Cowboy fan. But I also wanted to make sure you guys were aware of the development of this Jacksonville Jaguars team, because honestly, it's really beautiful to watch. So before we get to the content, this is one of my last videos to you guys before I head to Dubai. And I really wanted to get one more video out to you guys. I apologize if the editing's a little off. My entire editing team doesn't work on Sundays because, well, I'm a good human being that doesn't want his editing team to work on weekends. So in order to get this out to you guys quicker, I had to cut some corners with the editing. So I hope that's not too big of a deal. Now that we got all that out of the way, work! This video is sponsored by PrizePicks. You guys know PrizePicks has been my latest obsession because I live in California. There's no way that you could gamble on games in California, so the best way you could get action on games is through PrizePicks. And ever since I partnered with them, we've been having a lot of fun. And before we get to the latest promo, I want to give a huge shout out to my man, Nasri Hasbun, who tweeted me a six-legged pick that he hit on as a result of our last promo, which means he 25x'd his money. And that's freaking awesome. Hopefully more of my subs hit this big as a result of today's promo. As a matter of fact, it's not only today's promo, because from this day and on until Christmas Day, PrizePicks is releasing a brand new promo every day, and it's called Picksmas. All you have to do is download PrizePicks, use my promo code Mikerophone to get up to a $100 deposit match, and then just log into PrizePicks each and every day to see what they're offering for that day. Since they're offering a brand new promo each and every day, I'm probably going to be posting my picks onto my Instagram story. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I literally play PrizePicks each and every day. So huge shout out to PrizePicks for the sponsorship. Make sure you sign up with my promo code Mikerophone or the link in the description down below. And thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I want to give a shout out to my little brother. All 6 legs of his PrizePicks were able to hit. He was able to 25x his money. He originally signed up just to help me out, and I'm glad that it ended up paying off for you. This year is our year. You hear Dallas Cowboys fans say it consistently, and I honestly tweet it out on my Twitter page consistently, but primarily in a sarcastic tone. Every single year we have the Dallas Cowboys cycle, where we delude ourselves into believing that there is something different about each and every single year in regards to the Dallas Cowboys team that Jerry Jones and the Jones family put forth in front of us. Unfortunately, it seems like as the season progresses and we get to the latter part of the season, the Cowboys give us reasons to start to become pessimistic, unless if you're a super delusional Cowboys fan, which more power to you. And in this case, I don't want Jacksonville Jaguars fans to get the impression that I'm saying that their team stinks, because that's not what I think of their team at all. As a matter of fact, I never really judge a team by its record. I usually judge them by their more recent performance. And although most people would argue, Mike, that is reflective of their record, a good example of this would be a team like the Houston Texans. They're consistently able to stay in football games against pretty good teams, but they're not able to close out. I mean, a good example is the Kansas City Chiefs this week, and the last time that they were faced off against the Dallas Cowboys. With the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is a team that, in my opinion, is in its infancy. They drafted Trevor Lawrence in the 2021 NFL draft. He was hailed as the next Andrew Luck, the next Peyton Manning, the next John Elway, a can't miss prospect that you want to build your team around. and they surrounded him with a pretty horrible coach for year one. So technically speaking, this is Trevor Lawrence's legitimate rookie season. And to be honest, he's showing us why he was selected with the #1 overall pick. You're not going up against some schmo here. He is really freaking good at the game of football. All the reasons why he got drafted #1 overall, from his mobility to his ability to process defenses to his ability to release the ball very quickly and also make pinpoint accurate throws when you need him the most, although accuracy was the one knock on him as a prospect, really showed in this game. I don't want you guys to get it twisted. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a really good team. They're the real deal. They got the right coach, and believe it or not, their roster construction, as much as I criticized it over the offseason, seemed to be pretty freaking good. I mean, in this game alone, you had Zay Jones go off for 6 receptions, over 100 yards, 109 receiving yards to be exact, and 3 touchdowns. You had Christian Kirk who had 6 receptions, 92 receiving yards, and no touchdowns. Hell, you had Evan Ingram. He had 8 receptions. This man is known for his inability to catch the football. He had 8 receptions for 62 yards. Trevor Lawrence went off 318 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And I don't necessarily know how I feel about the Dallas Cowboys defense this game, because on one hand, they were able to force 3 turnovers. That's a pretty good performance from any defense. On the other hand, there's 40 points on the board. Well, you can't really blame them for the game-winning pick 6, but the Jacksonville Jaguars had 503 total yards. I mean, this Dallas Cowboys defense is the epitome of Trevon Diggs. They were able to come up with turnovers, but when it comes down to actually locking down their opponent, it didn't look like they were able to do that. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars had 192 rushing yards, 311 passing yards, 7.2 yards per play. Trevor Lawrence looked incredible against the Dallas Cowboys. And the crazy part is, it wasn't just the Jacksonville Jaguars offense that was crushing our defense. Their defense was giving the Cowboys offense some trouble as well. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, you're going to look at them and say they had 75 and 58 yards respectively, but they averaged about 3.6 and 3.9 yards per carry. You look at Dak Prescott, he had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the game, the latter being a game-losing pick 6. Don't get me wrong, CeeDee Lamb had a remarkable game with 7 receptions and 126 receiving yards, but I'll tell you what scares me the most in this instance. The Dallas Cowboys were at full strength here. They were so full strength that they had Tyron Smith back playing right tackle. They had Tyler Smith playing left tackle. I mean, this is as full strength as you could ever hope to be as a NFL team. I don't want to come off as disrespectful towards the Jacksonville Jaguars, because again, this is a team that could really give one of the top teams in the NFL a run for their money. I mean, at the very minimum, be very competitive each and every game. They're not going to be an easy opponent no matter who you are. And I want to just make that clear. But moments like this is where I begin to question whether or not the Cowboys could do anything if they are able to clinch the playoffs. Bear in mind, if the Cowboys get into the playoffs, they either face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the San Francisco 49ers, or if we're really, really lucky, the Atlanta Falcons or the Carolina Panthers. But that's if we're really lucky. I don't think Tom Brady's going to lose out on his division. And I know Tom Brady's going through some stuff during the year. I know this isn't one of his greatest teams, but I don't know if I have faith in this team being able to really take it to any team in the playoffs, if we even make it to the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, that game-losing pick 6 isn't necessarily on Dak Prescott. Noah Brown deflected it up. Jags defense was in the right place at the right time. But losses like this, man, I mean, we lose like this fairly consistently. Our season usually ends to something shocking like this. I mean, going back to the QB draw, that was a bad play call last year in the playoffs. The game-losing pick 6 in this instance. And the funny thing is, I know Jerry Jones is just running around trying to create a circus around the Cowboys signing Odell Beckham Jr. on Monday, which, by the way, we made a video on that. I don't know if you know, Jerry Jones said Odell's going to be a Cowboy. I don't know if he's just trying to cause a circus. I don't know if it's actually going to happen on Monday. I probably won't be here to make a video on it. So make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok in the event that I could get info out to you guys there. But games like this, as a Cowboy fan, make me very pessimistic. I mean, I get caught up in the hype during the regular season. Winning 10 games is fantastic, don't get me wrong. I mean, at least it's not like the early 2000s when we had 3 straight 5-11 seasons. But when I look at this team, I don't necessarily know if they have what it takes to really compete in the postseason. And I don't necessarily know what they need to do to get there. The defense faced off against a team that was capable of giving them a run for their money offensively. They had to go neck and neck with this team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And ultimately, it got to a situation where there was no margin for error. And unfortunately for the Cowboys, they made an error at the end of the game that cost them the game. Hopefully we learn from this, because I know for a fact that at this point, there's no chance of winning the NFC East. And there is a good chance that we make it into the wild card. But my question is, even if we do, what's the point? Do you really think this team is going to be competitive in the postseason if we make it? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. I love the direction of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys are crushing it. Really nice to see Trevor Lawrence take the next step in his evolution as a QB. I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.